Hello and welcome back. So let's talk to this guy.
What can I do for you, 1K?
Do you think the goal is a myth?
As a journalist, I think the line between speculation and disinformation is too thin for me to engage in guessing games.
What are your thoughts on the theory of everything?
It's a complex issue, and I think it should be left to experts.
Tell me about yourself.
I believe that journalism serves an important function in our society, and I'm dedicated to reporting the truth with accountability and responsibility.
What does responsibility mean in the context of your work?
It means understanding that I can't just publish things without considering their impact. Serious disruptions to the social fabric of New Jerusalem could endanger lives. That's not journalism anymore.
Okay, that's all. Thanks for your insight.
I hope they're looking after the dam while I'm away.
Do you think the goal is a myth?
It's a myth, it's a symbol, but mostly, it's just a goal.
What's your vision of the future?
Holistic, tech-assisted, communal utopia. I'd settle for nudging the needle.
How was your relationship with Byron?
We respected each other and I supported him. We had our philosophical differences, of course. He placed much greater emphasis on the individual than I did, but overall, I think he was our best bet. Still is, I hope.
What are your thoughts on the theory of everything?
Not totally implausible. I wouldn't be able to resist taking a look.
You haven't told me much about yourself.
That's because I find such conversations boring.
Oh, I'm sorry. Bye, I guess. So, number 1, let's go. Servitor. Oh? The timing thing, maybe? Okay. So we are somehow... Oh. Well, that makes it... make a bit more sense, maybe. Let's just see what's here on this side. Blue. And it opens with... That's new. Wait, this is... Is this a diode? So if this is off, then this opens. Oh, I see, I see. I think I see at least. So what I think we're gonna have to do is get this guy on here. Take this one, open it, and then... yeah, I think that's it. We do like this. This, and when it goes over it, we'll take it off. We'll go through, we reactivate it again, like this, so that it can be moved. Oh, I'm sorry. So that it's there somewhere. There we go. And now we can do... very nice.
I know you're all thinking about the goal and the theory of everything. Is the past what we thought it was? Is the future what we want it to be? But the only thing that's real, at the end of the day, is the present. And right now, what matters is that our friend is lost and needs our help.
Well, we're gonna try and save him. Okay, so we can immediately open this one. Get this one. I'm assuming that the color of them is somewhat important. Don't actually know why we're removing it. Would be white as well. But I don't think we have to. So we can get the red over here. Like this. Wait a second. So we put this guy over here, right? Because we can't get it. This needs red. So we need to put at least a changer on top of it. Go from there to there. And then we need this one. Just open it. So... if for now we just put it on here, we take this guy to open it. Wait, we even power this guy. Why doesn't it do it? Oh. Breaks the blue beam, of course. Okay, let's do it the other way first. Like this. So then we can and we can't can't get over it. So I think we definitely have to bring it back over here. Mm-hmm. How am I gonna get it open? Okay, that doesn't work. What? Why is it always that I'm stuck with number 3? What the hell is this? So I need a blue here. At the minimum. I can only get a blue here if I do this. The only way. How on earth? See if we got it. Yes, but no. All right. How am I gonna get blue there? Like, I just can't pass it. Yo, what? So this one and this one cannot be switched because this one needs red. Oh no, it doesn't. It doesn't need red. Because we can get straight from that one. So if we get the blue open, and somehow keep the red open, so I would say that's why we have to put it on the moving thing before it goes in, but we cannot keep it open if it cuts across. And we cannot take this one to keep it open because we don't have reds. So we need this one to keep it open. Ow! Oh my god, that's a bit much. Okay, let's go again. So we only have blue. So let's just ignore this one, right? Okay. This one has to open that one. There's no other way. Or maybe we can double back the blue if we need it. But then how are we keeping the other one open? So if this one is on there and it's locked, we do need this one to be open as well. Oh, but we can't. Wait, my brain is melting. So that one opens like that, which is fine. don't think we can just put it on there and then it will go through. Also, that also doesn't work. But, and you know, we tried it already. We tried this. Now it's gonna pass here and it's gonna interrupt the beam. And it'll just gonna lock. It's gonna keep doing this. So that's a no-go. Okay, I'm just gonna skip this one for now because this one I just don't see it. I just don't see it at all. Let's just go to 2. 2 is this way. Supportive apparatus. Okay, new puzzle. So we have red. We have one in here. So can we get it to hit that? Yes. All 3 of them. Now it's in the open. So we can grab this. And we can take this. And I think we're just gonna need the cube. Put it here. Can we already get it? Yeah. Oh. We don't even all the way at the end. Oh, not high enough. Okay. I mean, Okay, so I do think we have to go over. How do we get it on top? Is this the idea? Maybe. It's one that works. I'm actually really annoyed now that I can't get number 3. Just skip it. Let's go immediately do number 4. We're gonna do number 3 last. Surfing. Blue. So that powers the fan. We can get blue from not here. Nope. We have red and only red. We can do this. Do this. Oh. Oh. Let's put it on the bottom. Button. Bottom, yes. So we have this thing. And the fan. What's it gonna do? Oh. Interesting. I wonder if it can reach them both. Okay, that seems to work. Not sure why we need that specifically, but I mean, if we can, why not, right? Oh. Right. But we can't. Because we need to be on the button. So how? How? Is there a reason why we can't move this one back all the way? Yes, because the angles don't work. So one of them, either the cube. Oh. Sometimes I truly wonder, like, am I just fucking stupid? Come on. We have a blue right here. And we have a cube right here. So bad. Is this the factory? Yes, the factory. The laboratory. Always look for the interesting terminal first. There's always two. From Tekla 4. From Tekla to a hex string. Beloved founder, know that I do not believe any of the lies the expedition is spreading about you. Hex code is right. This Prometheus illusion is just a test. We will resist temptation as you once did. We will not disappoint. Raise your name, Tekla. Athena history. The history of Athena. Xcode was first published as Athena, a novel, and retained the title for its first 3 printings, now highly sought after. After a lull in popularity, it was reprinted as Athena Reborn, a novel. This edition retained the same text, but included some of the author's poetry. Next edition, however, published long after the author's death under the rather embarrassing title Athena's Truth, included severe cuts and drastic changes to the text in the interest of updating it for modern audiences. This particularly affected the last chapter, Anthropogeneity, which the editors accused of scientism and human supremacy. Science wunderkind Alexandra Drennan was one of the few to come to the novel's defense, writing in a long essay that the novel's clear-eyed belief in the value of Athena's journey towards humanity had been essential to shaping her own views, encouraging her to pursue science as a vocation rather than a career, and that changing the text constituted an attack on the author's unique artistic and philosophical vision. Alex, who hurt you? LMAO. One of the editors commented on a popular social media platform. Nadia Sarabaya of the Institute of Applied Neomatics also got involved in the discussion, backing Drennan, resulting in a long but unsuccessful campaign to oust Sarabaya from her position as head researcher. A bunch of hex code. In the current context of ecological catastrophe, as evidenced by the recent extinction of the orangutan, clumsy edited aside, the critics of the novel perhaps have a point after all. Is a philosophy that places humans above nature and sees science and technology as the only valid tools, the cause of all our troubles. What about other ways of knowing, other ways of living? I don't know. What other way of living is there? Ooh, a third terminal. From Byron. From Byron to Athena. I just wish I knew why you didn't tell me. Tell you what? Message to Alexandra Drennan. From Xcode to Alexandra Drennan. Who do you think you are, playing God like that, when Mother Nature has finally found a way of getting rid of us? You come up with this harebrained scheme to keep our destruction of the planet going. Just try for 1 second to think about something other than your own arrogance and hubris, Alexandra. Try to imagine what you're really doing here. Without your robotic perversions, the future looks beautiful. No more humans murdering everything in their path. The skies clear up. The stars become visible again. The rivers stop being filthy, and after a few decades, they're full of fish again. Dolphins and whales roam the seas like their ancestors did. The cities turn into jungles. Bats nest in the skyscrapers where hedge fund managers used to ruin lives. The earth lives on as it was meant to, peacefully and quietly, until some day in the distant future when it all ends like it was also meant to. Or we take your path, we continue our rampage, we place ourselves above the animals, we think we know better than Mother Nature. We violate all boundaries, we ruin all purity, perhaps we even defy death, just so we can keep spreading our filth. Hex code. Then we spread to other planets to do more of the same. And in the end, what have we left behind but plastic and radiation? Think, Alexandra, isn't it better for beauty to return to the Earth, for us to acknowledge that intelligence was a mistake and to gracefully exit while we can? Stop this, go spend time with your friends and loved ones before the end. Let it go, let us all go, let there be peace. Miranda. I don't understand how someone could hate humanity so much. This person must have been full of sadness and frustration to write something so ugly. Athena, I've tried to understand it as well, but I still don't. Don't think there's anything to understand. It's like he's just, if he's gonna die, then why would anyone else keep living? Like, why does anyone else? It's probably more like who? Yeah, if he has to die, why can other people keep living, right? It's probably a bit of jealousy. From the complete works of Stratton of Stagira. Okay. In killing a philosopher for asking questions they did not like, the Athenians committed themselves to a tragedy with an ironic ending. Some will say that this true crime was his friendship with Alcibiades. Okay. The shameless deceiver of idiots and buffoons, and the insipid brute Critias, and that he was executed as an enemy of democracy. That he was the latter can hardly be denied, for Socrates asked not too many questions, but too few, or he would not have survived the rule of 30 tyrants. Yet in the end, he got what he had asked for, a tyrannical decision made by a would-be wise man against the spirit of freedom, which he obeyed like a knave, and the Athenians, in fulfilling his wishes, strangled the roots of democracy while seeking to preserve it. Miranda. Ouch, no wonder Stratton wasn't popular. Athena. People who speak the truth at all times rarely are. Yeah. They usually aren't. Chernyshevsky. From Arkady Chernyshevsky's In Our Likeness, Essays on Humankind Reaching Adulthood. War is the crudest, most obscene human activity. It must justly be called an abomination, for it is the absolute negation of conscious human will. 5358 again. There is only a single cause of war, for all the endless deceptions that are foisted upon us, and that is the acquisition of resources, varied ideologies, and constructed to justify this crude behavior, this childish generation of thought and communication. But history reveals the ruthless, unflattering truth. We imagine crusaders as fanatics of a cause, willing to die for their religion. Yet the Fourth Crusade culminated not in the conquest of Jerusalem, but in the looting of Constantinople, setting the stage for the triumph of the very enemy the Crusaders claimed to oppose. Why? The answer, as with every war, is the same. It is popular amongst the Gauls of the establishment and their misanthropic friends in the intelligentsia to ascribe the persistence of war to human nature. But a careful observation of the facts revealed the opposite to be true. Individual human beings must be broken in order to submit to war, their minds distorted by ideology and their bodies by poverty and ruthless training, quote-unquote, to make them compliant. Without force. The majority of human beings only seek to protect themselves and are traumatized by the act of killing. But if it is resources that are the core of cause of war, then it is only in the production and distribution of resources that an answer may be found. It is not enough to morally condemn war. We must work to prevent the material issues that danger us all. From Gouda. From Gouda to Athena. Dear Founder, I'm afraid that we're losing our humanity. We're angry at each other, always disagreeing about everything, unable to forgive each other for being different. I don't know how much longer, and I don't know what could save us. Please help us, Founder, please. Numa Project 11. Trial 5359. Resuming trials with new protocols. Energy output contained. Trials 5360 till 6396. Hyperbolic growth. Trials 6398 to 7000. Advanced synthesis. Lossless conversion. Lossless conversion of energy? Maybe. It's gotta be good. What are these guys doing? Nothing. Okay. We did check that side. Okay. I think we got it. I don't know, I'm not sure if I believe it that Athena and Miranda figured out how to make 100% conversion of energy or something similar, or even build all of this stuff. Just doesn't seem very likely, to be honest. Oh, it's a special one. Nice. Vertical locomotion. So that opens this. We have this thing. We have a teleporter. This one opens this. Is there anything else in here? Oh, and we even need two up there. Okay, okay. Oh, there's blue right there. Okay. Didn't see that. Do you think you have to go the other way? I was just checking, like, can we do anything with it? I don't think so. Oh. Now it's up there. Oh, is that maybe why? Oh, they can't put it on the button anyway. Doesn't come far enough. I don't know. We do? Oh. Hello? So now we can get up here. So we do this. You pick it up. We yoink it. Put it on here. There we go. So really, the special one is easier than number 3. Like, what?
Tell me, Yakut, what impact do you think the megastructure will have on the future of this island?
If it stays out of control like it is now, then what happened to Miranda could happen again, but on a much bigger scale. I'm not sure the ecosystem could recover from that. At least, not for a very long time, even by our standards.
A frightening thought.
Nuisance. That doesn't sound promising. Why are the leaves off the ground? It's probably nothing. Oh, this is one more of those. Maybe they're just not gates. Maybe this is just a symbol for a not gate. To me, it looked like the symbol for a diode, but yeah. So, can I reach it? I guess so. But why? Why? There isn't anything here. Also, where am I supposed to go? Over here. What? Does it fly me that far? All the way over here? So... come in front of it? No? Oh no, it doesn't. Wait. Then how do you block? Oh. That's the whole idea. Nice. Very nice. So I was doing it right, and then I was doing it wrong. And I changed it into wrong. Do I really have to time it that well? No, right? Oh, I can also put it on here. That might work better. Not enough time? Not enough time. Should be enough time. Come on. Really? There we go. Not sure if that's the idea, but it worked.
Ha! Clever.
Oh. Okay. Might. So instead, I should have just done this. And that's it. That's all we need to do. So we'll make it, and then when it comes in front, it's gonna go. There we go. It's gonna come in front. It's gonna activate this. That's all we have to do. God damn it. Sometimes I make my own things so difficult. Doesn't have to be this difficult.
Father, what is my purpose? Do I have a purpose?
Probably not.
Mother says purpose is something we choose. But I feel like there's something there. Something that's been there from the moment I was born. Maybe even before.
Well, there are many ways of looking at this, and everyone's experience is different, so you'll have to make up your own mind. But I have a little theory, if you'd like to humor your old man.
Of course. What is it?
The universe is eternal, but it's always lost in a deep, dreamless sleep. You are a tiny little bit of the universe that's suddenly woken up, and you've realized that being awake is better than being asleep. And that gives you a purpose.
And what is my purpose?
To be, Miranda. Just to be.
What did it say? Elements. So we have to get blue over here. We have one thing and one thing. We have blue to move this one, red to move this one. This one makes it fly, but we need blue. What happens if we do this? Okay. Think it'll move? What's it gonna do? Oh, there we go. Alright. Guess we do this. Blue. Right there. There we go. There we go. Up. Oh. What? Hello, blue thing. Can we shove one of them under it? Maybe I didn't have to block them. Maybe that's just their path. Yeah. So we do this. This, and then we turn it on, and we let this one go as well. Let's see what happens. That's pretty cool. Let's go and catch that wisp.
Excuse me. I was looking at your research log, and I was rather perplexed by the latest upload.
Oh, Melville strikes again.
Is that your foot, Melville?
Yes. Do you want to see it up close? Although you won't be able to fully enjoy it as you don't have a rear camera.
Sorry, Mayor. Melville just has a unique way of taking pictures.
Next time you're getting an upgrade, you coot. I'm installing a mute button.
Why can't I jump on? Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Actually, I think I can just keep them going. It'll sort itself out because when they hit each other, they will bump. There we go. Oh. Can I? That should do it. Yes. All right. And 20. Ah, fuck. Okay, stop. You just come this way. There we go. That should do it. There we go. Actually, maybe it's like trying to lead me somewhere. As in like the place that it stops, maybe it's more important than just grabbing it. Oh, really? Really? So I'll have to run all this length. Isn't it blocked? I thought I couldn't get on it, if I can recall correctly. It could box me. What? Find my sprite and follow it until it leads you back to me. Well, we found the sprite, but I'm not sure how to follow it up there. That's too deep. Pretty sure there isn't. Oh, from here, maybe. Can I? Yes. There you go. Oh, just a star. Okay. Oh, I didn't take it. What? Okay. So
Paradise
people up
cannot
here?
be found. It must be built.
I tend to agree.
You know, when I decided that we should call ourselves human, I did that because it seemed like a powerful symbol of our continuity. But the truth is, and I'm ashamed to admit this, I thought we were better than them. I thought we understood the value of civilization, and we wouldn't repeat the same mistakes. But the simulation worked too well.
We're not just like them. We are them.
We really are.
But that doesn't have to be a bad thing, Athena. We may have the same flaws, but we also have all the potential they did. Everything that Alexandra Drennan saw in them is also in us.
I hope you're right. I really do.
From Aurinia. I don't think we are actually human though. From Aurinia to Athena. Athena, I know that we didn't have the greatest relationship, and I frequently antagonized you. The truth is, I resented you. Resented this mythology of the founder. I thought you had created it deliberately, as a way of controlling us. I wanted so badly to be free, and you seemed to stand in the way of that. Only after you left and the cult of personality grew even wider did I realize it was actually a burden and an impediment to you. When they turned your myth into the opposite of everything you actually believed, started tearing down your dreams in your own name, I realized I'd wronged you. And now I'm less than free than ever. I feel the walls crushing me. I don't know where you are or what you are doing. I don't know if coming back would fix things, but I'm sorry. Aurinia. Atlas 1. Atlas and the Dawn. From the Atlas Variations by Athanasios. After 1 billion years, when Atlas had grown old and tired of holding up the world, he was faced with a dilemma. Heracles, the son of Zeus, was on his way to the garden of the Hesperides to claim the golden apples, which were guarded by the dragon Ladon. Zeus came to Atlas and promised that if Atlas helped Heracles slay the dragon, Zeus would free Atlas from his burden. But Atlas, seeing the beauty and innocence of Ladon, beloved of the Hesperides, could not slay the beast. Instead, he stole the apples and gave them to Heracles, and so he was condemned to bear the weight of the cosmos for another 1 billion years. But though Atlas grieved for his wisdom, he was comforted by watching Ladon flourish in the verdant garden. Oh, I never heard that before. Wild Fragment. Joy and beauty from the soul of man. Sympathy with pain there will, of course, always be. Is it one of the first instincts of man, the animals which are individual, the higher animals, that is to say, shared with us, but it must be remembered that while sympathy with joy intensifies the sum of joy in the world, sympathy with pain does not really diminish the amount of pain. It may make man better able to endure evil, but the evil remains. Sympathy with consumption does not cure consumption. That is what science does. Christ made no attempts to reconstruct society, and consequently the individualism that he preached to man could be realized only through pain or in solitude. The ideals that we owe to Christ are the ideals of the man who abandoned society entirely, or of the man who resists society absolutely. But man is naturally social. Even the Thebaid became peopled at last. And though the Cenobite releases his personality, it is often an impoverished personality that he so realizes. Hex codes. Shallow speakers and shallow thinkers in pulpit and on platforms often talk about the world's worship of pleasure and whine against it, but it is rarely in the world's history that its ideal has been one of joy and beauty. Athena. When you tell people that a society could be built on the ideals of joy and beauty, they think you're a utopian fantasist. If you tell them society will always be built on exploitation and greed, they think you're wise, and so they make the outcome inevitable. Performative cynicism for Cornelius. Performative cynicism has always been the hallmark of adolescence. Athena. But has there ever been a society of adults? Can there ever be one? Why is this childlessness so extremely powerful? More powerful than joy and beauty? No idea. Hey, you good?
Hey, can we talk for a second?
Sure thing, man.
I'm still struggling. I was really hoping we'd find Miranda alive. Her way of seeing the world was so inspiring. And the idea that I can never get to know her, that she's gone.
I'm sorry, man.
I guess I've never really been good at dealing with death. Maybe because it's so rare in New Jerusalem. Except for pets, and even in that case, I find it very hard to deal with. I still miss my first cat, and it's been over a century since she died.
Oh, you'll never get over it, man. I'm sorry to say. That is difficult to deal with.
When someone dies, it's this void. I know I should just let it go, but some part of me refuses. And I feel like that part, it hurts me, but it also keeps me human. And I know it would be healthier if I said, okay, Miranda is someone I never met. She's just a bunch of glitchy old files. But if I do that, as rational as it seems, it feels like I'm surrendering something. Something that matters.
Well, and the worst bit always comes after. After years, you all of a sudden start to realize that you're thinking less and less of them. And let's say that you haven't thought about them in a month. You go like, holy shit, I haven't thought about it in a month. And then it ends up being 2 months, and then 3 months, and then more and more and more, and then it's gonna take a year, and then you haven't thought about them in 5 years. And that's when it starts hitting you that it's just gonna go, well, get worse and worse. It always comes after the real hit of a loss. Then don't let go. Use the pain as a foundation to build something. You can let go of the pain, but still care about the person. You have to let go. You're still alive. You have to let go. This doesn't help anyone. No, you don't have to let go. No. You can let go. You can let go of the pain, but still care about the person. Yeah.
I hope so. I can't right now, but maybe I can get there somehow. Anyway, thanks for talking to me, 1K.
Yeah, no problem, man. He seems to really take it hard. Even though he never knew her. Number 7. Breach. Hey, it's one of those static poles. So red in. Oh, let's see what it does. What happens when we do red in? Nothing? And also the blue in. From here. This, and we can get this one, and so I'm thinking maybe we do this, for it to open, and then we do... Oh, we can actually keep it open if we wanted to. Let's try. So if we take this one, and we do this, then it will stay open. Or we can take this, and then we can power this thing from here. Just too close. That better? We can just stand on it. Wait for it to move. Boink. And we could just pick it up and just put it back on the plate. And then we got it, right? It wasn't too hard.
Congratulations, 1K. That was a hard one.
Oh, thanks. I didn't say anything. He's not one of those statues. Oh, one more with blocks. So 4-4. It doesn't mean anything to me. I don't even know how I could even try and find out. So yeah. Here, number 10. Let's have a listen.
The reason I have always admired Alexandra Drennan is that even in death, she fought to see the world as it is, not as she wanted to see it. I say fought because I believe this is not an easy matter. It is a mental and spiritual struggle that we must undertake with great seriousness, even when we are joking. The ancients believed that for most of us, the world is a shadow cast by a flame, dimly seen on the wall of a cave. Our task is not to interpret these shapes, but to free ourselves from the cave itself.
Well, why would you though? Because I'm thinking that he's talking about the shadows on the wall story, right? So that if you don't know anything else, if you've only seen the shadows, you think of them as shadows, right? If you don't know that they're actually behind you from a plane where you can't see them, why would you want to escape? How would you even figure out that there is something to escape to? Transference. Can you select through glass? No. That's bad. Oh, the teleporter. Can we teleport through glass? No. Okay. This one opens this. This one opens this. Not open. This one does this. So we have to get this thing inside though. And I think I know how. So we can't do this. So we're gonna have to put this one on here and link it with this one. So let's take a teleporter so we can get out. Let's take this one for a second and just let it ride. We can see it is in the right spot. There we go. Now we can take the teleporter back. Alright, we need a teleporter to get out. Oh no, we have the ladder here. Okay, okay. Very good. Oh, but I can't... We can't teleport through these, I don't think. Oh, we can. Okay, great. Very good. There we go. Easy.
The founder has a remarkable gift for designing these trials. But then, she did have to overcome Elohim, whose very purpose was to design trials.
Alright, so now we only have the special one left. And number 3. Maybe after having done them a bunch, we will understand number 3 better. Let's hope so. Because if not, I have no idea. I can just leave it, but I really want to solve it. To jailbreak. It's going to nag me for so long. Okay. So this opens this. Okay. How do we open the blue? Okay, so we just have to get it to the end. That makes some kind of sense. Does this open both? Only one, only one. Oh, blue's right here. You have to put it on it. Oh, also. Oh no, it doesn't really matter. So you have that one. So do we? Oh no. That one. Like this. So we can do this. No. But if we go in, we are gonna have a problem. So we need something sacrificial for it. We need something to put it in there. Can we just sanity check? Can we do this? No. But we can put it on it. So we can do this. Right? And that'll open it. I think. Probably gonna open it. So. Do we have anything sacrificial? I'm gonna... Okay. So... let's first move it as far as possible. Actually... that might be it. Go, and we cannot take this one. Oh, wait, we can. Okay, let's move it a bit further. Just like over there somewhere, and we can loop back in on ourselves. So like this. Now we can do this, 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 and this, and we can open it. And then if we step off, it's there. There we go. That should do it. Yeah. Very nice. Okay. Number 3. My nemesis. What is it that I didn't see? Have you reset it yet? No. It hasn't reset it yet. Blue opens this. Red opens this. Not at the same time. opens that. So okay, how can I keep this one open? Can't pick it up. I feel like I'm missing something. As in like one of these or something. It just but there's nothing more here. It's just these 4 quadrants and there's nothing in them. I just have to get this one on the platform over there, but I can't pick it up or it closes. So how do I keep it open if I don't have a rat? Can't put it on anywhere else. I can't put it on the thing. Like, let's say I bring it back. Right? And I do this. I can't because it just... I mean, I can't move it. Like, I do this, right? It'll open it. But I can't make it also move. And even if I did, if it would pass here, then the gate would close. And again, as I tried before, this is what you do, right? Wait. Wait. I see, and this closes it, like... So I can move it. This is the furthest I can move it. And it doesn't do anything. I said, okay, then you redo it, right? And that works, but then again, I can't make it move. And it needs red to move. And it's number 3, so it should be like fairly simple and straightforward. But it's totally not. So I just can't get it in. And what other option is there? So I can get that in pretty fine. Maybe open it. And now what? I can get the red there. Then I still can't get through the blue. What is going on? All of the other ones were so simple. Like even the special ones, all the way up to 8. Automatic doors. What does it mean, automatic doors? I don't even know what to think. Like, I just... We only have 2 of them. We only have blue. Or am I just not seeing the red one? Is someone totally obscure? And of course I can't double back, right? Can't put in blue and then thread back to this one to power it, so Automatic doors. Let's pick it up. Do this. Up. Also you. Is that it? So wait, no. Because this one needs red. And this one needs blue. So we'd still... Wait. That one makes red. And this one makes blue. Oh, because it can't see it. So if we do this... No way. It's gonna open the blue on this side. So now it's gonna prioritize blue. And then when it's on this side, because it can't see the blue, it's gonna prioritize red. Okay. That was really difficult to see. That should be like number 8 or something. That's just so difficult to see that you have to... I mean... Yes, we got it! We do have both. Yes. What is this question mark? Well, let's go check it out. Ooh, another terminal. Nothing special, I thought it was people. Against decay. From selected archive documents A through C. We live in a decaying system, which in turn produces ideologies of decay to justify its existence, no matter what cultural signifiers they get packaged with. These ideologies come down to the same material result, a future in which, for the average person, there's less of everything. To paraphrase Mark Fisher, we find it easier to imagine the decline of civilization than to imagine a civilization worth living in. Those of us who still believe that humanity can thrive, that there is a path forward other than a willful, accidental decay, are out of sync with the system. No matter how we phrase our arguments, they will be perceived in terms of whatever cultural signifiers the listeners opposes. It's a deeply frustrating, depressing, even infuriating situation, but what can we do except patiently explain and hope conditions change? In other words, what can we do except have faith? This was written only a few months before the discovery of the virus. There is no time for conditions to change. Founding 11. From Hippatia's Journal, Volume 1, The Founding of New Jerusalem. Day 882. It's been a while since I last wrote an entry in my journal. Much has changed in New Jerusalem. We've put up a good chunk of the planned living quarters, and the old storage facility has been converted into a movie theater, of all things, so we still argue a lot. But now it's mostly about which film we'll be watching next. Other construction efforts are going well too. Although we've begun to run out of readily accessible resources, our scavenging expeditions are ranging further and further afield with each passing month. And the sights that they have reported on sound truly marvelous. One day I might want to go see for myself. It's a good thing in that regard that we're getting 2 new citizens soon, because everyone is as busy as ever. More hands to help us build our future. I can't wait to meet them. Trevor 10, please listen.
How is this supposed to work? The system is meant to last centuries. Centuries! And yeah, Chernyshevsky's plan, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. But I'm working with hardware that was deliberately designed to fail. Planned obsolescence, baby. Selling broken garbage just to make another buck. A buck you can't even spend because in a few more weeks, we'll be extinct. Was it worth it? That's the part that Alexandra doesn't see. The greed, the stupidity, the selfishness, the way that we created this whole situation in the first place. She wants you to be like us, but if you ask me, there's a whole lot of human history and behavior you can just throw away, chuck it in the trash, right? You have a chance at a fresh start. Make the best of it.
Well, sorry to say, but without greed, there will be no real there would be no real advances, right? You can just go, greed is bad, yada yada yada, and then like I don't know, it seems weird to me. And then praise other traits better, but even though like greed is one big driving force for people to do stuff. Ooh, that's cool. The lights coming on as we move through them. Going out behind us. Who is gonna be this time? The Sphinx.
This is the last time we will speak, creature of clay.
Oh, that's not good.
Together, we have told the stories of ancient gods and heroes. But the golden ages of the past are distant. The gods have retreated to their high places, and there are no heroes amongst men. In days gone by, I was renowned for my riddles. But you, creature of clay, are a riddle without an answer.
Is that a good thing? I have an answer, you just can't see it.
What cannot be seen may be an illusion, or it may be truth. I cannot tell. Farewell, creature of clay. Remember my stories, and do not let the flame burn you.
So the flame...
That is an unsettling amount of energy. I would hate to see what would happen if one of those beams was aimed at something else.
Again, and that's the kind of thinking that will get you in trouble, right? So I'm assuming that the flame is meant to be the theory of everything. Like the thing that Athena discovered. How to make teleporters, how to make the rails, how to change reality to what we wanted it to be, or like what she wanted it to be. Maybe we'll figure it out. Maybe we won't. Let's hope we do. So, West 2.
The next area you're going to is... Honestly, it's better if you see for yourself.
Okay. Now I'm interested. Is this barren and dead as this place? If it is, no thank you. Ooh. They're all statues. Or are they? Holy crap. That looks amazing.
Hello there, Byron. What can I do for you?
I don't know if I got through to Athena. Things are going very wrong in this city, and she has to do something about it.
Does she?
Who else are they going to listen to?
Well, I don't know. How about you?
I'm an explorer, Cornelius, not a leader. I don't know how to convince anyone.
So? Do you think Athena and I are somehow different? We're just people, Byron. We're no wiser than you are, just a little older.
I wish we could actually make that just like that. They would never stay together like this, though. They would just like with the smallest amount of anything, basically, they would just fall. Like this one could maybe be fine, but those up there, nah. Don't think that's possible. But who am I? Anyways, number 1. Universal activation. Oh, it's a new one. Activator. Universal activator. Oh, this is the thing that we saw in the other lab. So if we put this one in here, it will also activate. So we can have like a chain reaction. At least that's what it looked like in the lab. Can we link them? Can we do this? No. But might be able to do this. Yes. So if we take this one away, it closes. Does it have to be in the circle? Yes. It has to be just in the circle. this. That's a very strict angle. Okay. But we got it.
I just wanted to say that I appreciate the work all of you have been doing. I know I'm not a natural leader like Byron, but it means a lot to me that you've stuck with me.
You don't have to be a natural leader. You just have to be a good leader. Número 2. Chain reaction. There isn't one we can open. But this is... I mean, so somewhere here, maybe. Now we have to take the closest angle. That's the closest angle. So it tells you what it's going to deactivate. Can I? No. Maybe. Because it goes through walls, right? So we can do this. And then we might even be able to keep this one open. Like this. So if you take it, that will stay open. Oh. Why not? There we go. That was okay-ish. What happened there? Looks pretty cool. Anthropos. Oh, It's all hex. Okay. The Folly of Time. From 42 Tales by Artenasius. The spirit of time was angry at Straton of Stageria, for the old philosopher had asked questions that were forbidden. If man is no more than dust, it said to him, then I shall turn you back to dust, and my winds will disperse you to the far corners of the world. Thus you will be nothing, and your questions will trouble me no more. And so time did, and Straton of Stagiera was nothing, but Straton's voice did not cease, and time was perplexed. All across its domain it searched for Straton, yet he was nowhere to be found. Only his books remained, and of these men made copies, and Straton's voice grew louder. Now time was furious, but Straton laughed and laughed and laughed. From Mitku. Dear Mitku, from Mitku to Athena. Dear Athena, Byron once asked me why we seem unable to perceive the dam. I asked him what he meant, and he said that people cannot seem to really grasp the dam as an object. They can be moved by the side of a mountain or a gorge, but the dam seems insignificant to them. Look at it, he told me. Just look at it and try to understand people made that. Try to really see it. It took me a while to fully understand what he meant. It takes conscious effort to open one's mind to the ecstatic beauty that is hidden in every human accomplishment, and further conscious effort to maintain this ability. If only we were capable of seeing this beauty by default, the world might be a very different place, but it seems the ancients had the same problem. Why am I writing this to you, who may not even be reading these messages? Because today is one of those days when it feels like I'm the only one who still sees that beauty. I tried talking about it to Linux, but while I admire her principles, she isn't open to a more poetic experience. Or perhaps I just expressed myself awkwardly. I don't know. All I know is that it's hard to see something so beautiful and not be able to share it. Respectfully, Mitku. I mean, only Athena and Miranda built this place, right? And they built it fairly well, I'm guessing, because the dam is still working, still there. My nemesis. Number 3. Turn it upside down. It's still a tree. Permeability. Oh, I see. Let's put it as close as we can. Or at least as close as we can for now. And boink. Now we can pick this one up. And put it right here. There we go. Easy. Only where do we go now? So we have 2 of them. We can make a hole. Oh, I see. We can just put it here. And then get this one to do this. Nice. 3, you're a match for me.
I must admit, these truly are astonishing sights. But what on earth is any of it good for? Why not just let mountains be mountains?
Because it's beautiful. It looks good. It's awe-inspiring. Here's another one of those lines. Can I get it out of 4 into that? On pants. Mm-hmm. Red. Okay. Blue has to stay open. Can't lower that. Wait, what? Okay, so I can power it, but I can't draw from it. Okay. What do we have to work with? What are we trying to do? Oh, wait. So we're gonna have to keep it open. Alright. And then we're gonna lower these. Both at the same time. But we don't have red. How do we move it though? Oh, it activates it too. Interesting. Shit. God damn it. Gonna go all the way back. I'm gonna just put it here. Oh wait, so that is the idea. Wait, why didn't I just thought about it, why didn't I do it? There you go. Oh no! Wait, why not? I still have a jammer. I can jam that thing. Just wait for it to come back. Easy. Alright. A warning. From Benaraya. I've tried to remain silent on the development of our city, to allow the younger generation to find their own path, but I feel that now I must intervene. We have reached a dangerous inflection point. This farcical reactionary belief in the goal of limiting our growth will lead directly to the creation of class society. Foundations already exist. Do you think the leaders of the various pseudo-secret societies that lobby for influence with the mayor are subject to the same power cuts as the rest of you? Do you think the mayor has to worry about how much power he uses? Societies which have essentially no resources may be egalitarian in some sense, but a society that produces insufficient resources, energy in our case, will inevitably evolve into a class society. History assures us of that. The true failure of our ancestors was not that their impact on the ecosystem, which was epiphenomenal, but their failure to overcome primitive forms of resource distribution, allowing their fate to be determined by the interests of isolated elite groups. We are not avoiding that mistake, but creating the conditions of its repetition. Jeremy, I assure you that no one is exempt from our power management and distribution plan. We're all in this together. So Garen, yes, I totally believe that. Rodam, I've always respected your scholarship, Banaraya. I will take this seriously and think about it. Ovis, some people have to lead and others have to follow. That's only natural. And of course, there should be some advantage to being a leader, to encourage people. Banaraya is right. This is a future we must avoid. We can grow while avoiding the mistakes of the past. A class society is forming, but to fight it with it, we must reject all authority. I don't think a class society is forming. A society without growth will be equal and balanced. I disagree with Benoraya's historical analysis, but he is right that limiting growth will lead to an unjust society. Ovis is correct. Maybe this isn't a bad thing. A class society is forming, but we can stop this without embracing growth or technology. Yes, this one. How? By giving... No, the mayor is a fucking dumbass. He wants to test lasers to shoot something else. Like, it's that was really not a good thing to say, to be honest. By enacting strict laws that apply to all, by simply choosing to, by electing someone else through fate. No, by enacting strict laws. Yes. When power accumulates in the hands of a small group of people, the law never truly applies to them. This is one of the key reasons our ancestors failed to save themselves. Maybe. I don't know. Looked like a good idea to me. I'm sorry.